Hello dear students, here this is the next module of three-dimensional geometry. In previous module we could see the different aspects of a straight line in plane. Here straight line in space. Here we are going to see plane in space, that is the conditions for plane in three-dimensional space. Here first of all, just like straight line, we will begin with equations of plane in various conditions to find them, and with derivation also I will explain wherever it is important. After that we will see the properties of plane. Let's begin. Here we go with the first type, as we are going to see equations of a plane. Now the very first type we will see the condition. If we consider in this space, in general you will find that I take here the positive, all three positive, x, y, z. Okay, such an octant, very first octant, plus, 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 that all the three axes are in positive direction. Okay, now the condition first which we are going to consider is we are given a perpendicular distance of the plane from origin, and this distance is given as small d. Along the distance we are given n cap being the unit vector to show its direction. Okay, in the figure as I am drawing, let's suppose this A point is the foot of perpendicular from origin. So we are talking about length OA, this is small d, and if I write vector OA, then the direction of vector OA is n cap. This is one thing. This information is given. So we write here, when the perpendicular distance of the plane from origin is given and the direction along this distance is given. So these two things actually we are having, the perpendicular distance and the direction. Now as you could see in the derivation, when the derivation part is there, we have to always consider an arbitrary point, whether it be line or the plane. So obviously here we will take one arbitrary point as P joining OP. We get a position vector R. Very simple thing, every time it's applicable. Now 2 points A and P both lie in the same place, so joining them we get a vector AP. I need to define vector AP, a vector joining 2 points. So for that I need the position vector of P, which is already available as R vector. I need the position vector of A also, but you could see A point I consider as the foot of perpendicular. We are not having anything regarding the position vector of A. Position vector of a point, don't forget, this is the vector joining a point with the origin. Okay, it's position vector. So simply the position vector will be vector OA. I require vector OA. Now we know very well that OA cap means a unit vector along OA. This will be equal to OA vector itself and its magnitude, means the length. OA cap, in place of that we are having n cap. OA vector we require, and length of OA is given as d. That's why vector OA can be written as d n cap. Means this information is intentionally given. It is a condition whenever given, we have to intentionally use it to find the position vector of A as OA equal to d n cap. Now we are having position vector of A and P both. That's why vector AP, this will be equal to OP here, OP minus OA, always terminal point first. OP minus OA vector. Now OP is what? It's R vector minus OA. We have obtained D n cap. So AP completed. How will I use this to find equation of plane? Here AP vector lies in plane. OA vector is perpendicular to this AP, so obviously the dot product of two vectors will be 0. I mean to say OA if taking dot with AP, I get it to be 0. AP replaced by R minus D n cap. OA already obtained as D n cap equal to 0. Now, D being a scalar, a constant can be shifted right hand side. We have R minus D n cap dot n cap equal to 0. This n cap can be distributed by the properties, and now we have R dot n cap minus D n cap dot n cap equal to 0. Unit vector taken dot with itself gives 1. So that's why we are left with R dot n cap minus D equal to 0, or we can say R dot n cap equal to D. Here this is equation of plane, the vector form of the required equation. Okay. Now here parts of it, R cap, this R vector, this will be the vector representing all the arbitrary points, the infinite points on the plane. N cap, as you see, this is the unit vector along the perpendicular distance from origin of the plane, and d is the length of that perpendicular distance. Also, here this distance perpendicular is known as normal. That's why the name of this form is normal form. Just because perpendicular from origin, it's known as normal form. This is a special case, not a general form. Okay, so here we will go ahead. By the way, this was vector form. Why to go ahead? Need to find Cartesian form also. Now let me explain. R vector obviously is xi plus yj plus zk, and cap unit vector. So its components are fixed. L11 always is represented by L11 direction cosines. D is the distance. Okay, a simple length. So no need to show them in terms of component. Only thing you have to put these two values, means we have to take dot product of R and n cap. So dot product can be written as Lx plus My plus Nz equal to D. This is the Cartesian form of a plane in the given condition. Cartesian form. Okay, so this way we do. So this was the derivation. Only thing, exampletively, only thing we have to keep in mind is vector form of plane and Cartesian form by the name normal. Okay, it's a normal form in vector and Cartesian pattern. And this is derivation. This is explained so that you can keep in mind very well how we get it. Okay, the reason behind it. So wherever needed, there I will speak the derivation. Otherwise, direct equation I will introduce. So this was the first form. Now we will see the second form. What's that next? Yes, here's the second pattern. This is known as scalar product form. First of all, let me write a name. It's scalar product form. You'll see why we give this name. Condition when a vector perpendicular to the plane, vector and capital is given. But let me elaborate this here. Vector is given perpendicular to the plane but not passing through origin. Keep in mind. And a point in the plane. Point is given means it's all definitions, means all the details about point are given. Like position vector A is given. Okay. Also, we consider that A, its coordinates are x1, y1, z1. They can be said to be components. So we can write position vector in terms of these coordinates: x1 I cap, z1 y, y1 j cap, z1 k cap. Okay. So this way we can put the position vector of this point A. Also, we are having this n vector as a free vector, not passing through origin, perpendicular to the plane. So this is also given. Given means again it's all information. So let us consider this vector in components form is A capital, I cap, B capital, J cap, C capital, K cap. Now we have to again find equation of plane. like we related the given information in previously, the same thing I'm going to do here. We'll consider an arbitrary point P. Obviously, its position vector being R. Okay. Now with join AP, again we are having vector AP. So vector AP can be defined as R minus A. And see the difference between the position vectors of terminal point and initial point. Now whenever a vector is perpendicular to some plane, it is perpendicular to all the lines and vectors in the plane. Okay, doesn't matter the position of or foot of the perpendicular vector is apart from this vector, but the angle between them will be always 90 degree. Okay, so that's why the product between the dot product between vector AP and vector N must be 0. Again, since they are perpendicular, N is perpendicular to AP, therefore AP dot N is 0. AP is R minus A dot N equal to 0. Now, when we take the dot product by distribution, we have R dot N vector minus A dot N vector equal to 0 and R dot N equal to A dot N. This is the scalar product form. You can see here we are finding the scalar product, dot product of vectors R dot N, A dot N. Okay, but in vector pattern, all vectors we are using. Now to convert this in Cartesian form, again, N we have already taken as AI plus Bj plus Ck. R we are aware of it. It is you can see R is always XYZ coordinates of P, and A dot N. Actually, A dot N always gives you, if you take the dot product between them, this will give you a constant value. So for time being, if I consider A dot N is a value like capital D, not like the previous case, it's different, capital D. After taking the dot product, we are having this D. Then this dot product of R and N can be written as I said, XYZ we have to use. So this will become AX plus BY plus CZ. ABC we have obtained from this N vector. XYZ actually are the coordinates of point P, arbitrary point, representing all the points in plane. Okay, and this product I have taken as capital D. So here I have written the Cartesian form required in the given condition. Okay, so these two we have to keep in mind, vector and Cartesian pattern of a scalar product form. Okay, conditions are important. We have to keep in mind what condition is given, accordingly we will apply these forms. I hope you get it. Now we will see the next form of the plane. Yes, third one. I consider this to be most important. Okay. By the way, one thing I want to speak, that whenever we have to consider some form of plane, that in standard form always we consider the previous one, the scalar product form. Suppose I want to consider some plane as vector, so we have to express it like R dot N equal to D. Okay, you can use capital also, but this is not, don't get confused. This is, if I am using here N, so this is not the vector of first case. That was unit vector N cap. It's N vector only. Okay, so R dot N equal to D. Also, in general, this D will not be the distance of plane from origin, as we have seen in the first case. I am repeatedly speaking. This is not in the normal form. Actually, whenever some standard form is needed, we consider the scalar product form. And similarly, in Cartesian, we consider AX plus BY plus CZ. Either you can put plus D equal to 0, or this side also you can consider D. Doesn't matter, D is the constant, so plus and minus sign actually are containing the value of D. Okay, so shifting doesn't matter. when we write in general form. So I will repeat that these two are the general form of plane wherever we need to consider. Here we come a very special form. The 3 points lying in the plane are, we can say these 3 points are coplanar. The concept is seen earlier in the case of scalar product form. Scalar triple product form we have seen in the vector algebra. Okay, that was a condition. By the way, we will see this in a new pattern and its application in the plane. But 3 points A, B, C are given in the plane. We need to derive the equation of plane relating the conditions given. Okay, what we can do? Let us consider again one more point P, arbitrary point with position vector R. Position vectors of A, B, C are respectively A, B, C vector. Their coordinates are written this way. Okay, x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, x3, y3, z3. Okay, by symbols. What theory we are going to apply? Join A to all the points B, C and P, taking it to be a reference point. Then we can define 3 vectors, vector AB, vector AC, vector AP, lying in the same plane. If you have seen the concept of scalar triple product, I hope that you have got reminded how will I be going to use it here. 3 vectors in the same plane means coplanarity of vectors. Whenever 3 vectors are coplanar, then what to do? First of all, AP will be written as in terms of its position vector as R minus A. AB is written as B minus A. AC vector will be written as C minus A. Okay, these 3 vectors we have obtained. Now I will come back to the theory. When 3 vectors are coplanar, AP, AB, AC, then the scalar triple product between them or box is 0. Means AB dot, we can say this R vector as reference. So AP dot AB cross AC equal to 0. AP, it becomes R minus A dot AB, it is B minus A cross AC, C minus A equal to 0. And this relation only in scalar triple product form is known as the vector equation of the plane in given condition. This is vector equation. Okay. Obviously, we will find its Cartesian equation also. Now, to find Cartesian equation, only one thing we have to know. Other 3 points are well known to us. It's R. R is obviously what we take. Coordinates of P we have to take as x, y, z. So what we are going to do? R minus A. This can be written as x minus x1 I cap, y minus y1 j cap, z minus z1 k cap. B minus A, it becomes x2 minus x1 I cap, y2 minus y1 j cap, z2 minus z1 k cap. And the C minus A being the coordinates, you see, we can write it as x3 minus x1 I cap, y3 minus y1 j cap, z3 minus z1 k cap. Now we have 3 vectors, all 3 are coplanar. So in the form of Cartesian equation, what we can say? The same thing. First vector is R minus A, second vector is B minus A, third vector is C minus A. So surely we are going to get a determinant form equal to 0. Determinant form equal to 0. What's that? Determinant form. First vector, as I said, is R minus A. So its component will make the R1, row number 1, means x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1. B minus A, its component second row, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. And C minus A, its component make the R3, x3 minus x1, y3 minus y1, z3 minus z1 equal to 0. We have simply replaced the scalar triple product by its Cartesian pattern. Okay, so it makes a Cartesian equation of the plane required when 3 points are given in the plane. Cartesian equation. Okay, so as I said, this is very special case, direct application of scalar triple product. Repeatedly I will speak. If you have not understood how have I got this scalar triple product, you should see in vector algebra module first of all that what is this concept about. Okay, we'll see the next two more patterns of plane further. Now we have the fourth pattern, fourth form, intercept form. Intercept form we have seen in early class in 2D of straight line. What was that? It used to be x upon a plus y upon b equal to 1. The line which makes intercept of x and y is to be small b. In that case we write equation so. Okay. Similarly, equation of the plane which makes three intercepts on x, y, z axis respectively is small a, small b, small c. And we write its equation in Cartesian form in general, and which is convenient for students actually. X upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c equal to 1. This is known as intercept form, where small a, small b, small c, I will repeat, these are the intercepts made by the plane on axis respectively. A for x, b for y, c for z. Okay, still I will give you a hint how to derive. Derivation is not that much important, but still, just for knowledge, it is the result of the previous form only. When 3 points on the plane lie, like A, and if I write this point as B and this point as C, in that case we can conclude this intercept is A, means coordinates of A are A, comma 0, 0, B will be 0, B 0, and C is 0, 0, C. These are the 3 points lying on the plane. So previous case was x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, x3 minus x1, y3 minus y1, and z3 minus z1 equal to 0. So what we can do, these values of 3 points as x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, and x3, y3, z3 can be put in this equation, and we will see that this x minus a, y minus 0 is y, z minus 0 remains z, x2 minus x1, no difference between these two. 0 minus a, so it's minus a, b minus 0 remains b, 0 minus 0 is 0. Third one is 3 minus x1 in these two, so 0 minus a remains minus a, 0 minus 0 remains 0, c minus 0 remains c equal to 0. Only thing we need to expand it along any row or column. Okay, and as in the case of determinant we know very well, it is advised we should expand, we should pick that row or column where maximum zeros are available. By the way, one more thing we can do here, if here I expand by applying properties, this will become more convenient. Instead, let us expand it simply. Okay, and I consider the best would be R1 as usual. Okay, x minus a, no confusion, simply R1 will take x minus a multiplied by b into c minus 0, so b into c. This is minus y into minus a into c minus ac, minus a into 0 remains 0. Okay, plus z into minus into 0, 0, minus of minus b makes it ab, this way, equal to 0. Next, what else? We have to expand and simplify. So we get here bcx minus abc plus acy plus abz equal to 0. This is a constant term. Let's take this right hand side to make it bcx plus acy plus abz equal to abc. Now divide each term by ABC. So we get here BC divided by ABC makes it x upon A. Here AC will be cancelled out, so y upon B. Here AB to AB cancelled out, Z upon C equal to 1. The required form is obtained. And yes, in general we use this form in Cartesian equation only. Okay, we do not use vector form because in application student level it is not that much convenient. Okay, it's complicated, and also it is easier to compare with the previous form C of straight line in 2D. So that becomes easier form. Okay, now we will think of the last form of plane. What's that? Now we will see the last pattern of equation of plane. Here it's a different one, and this is not actually that much difficult also. It's a plane passing through the intersection of two given planes. We will definitely find out its formula. What is that? We have seen the concept of family of lines passing through the intersection of two given lines. Whenever we are having two lines, they intersect at one point, then all the lines, infinite lines passing through their intersection, if L1 and L2 are given lines, then intersection, the family of lines passing through their intersection of L1 and L2 is given by L1 plus lambda L2 equal to 0. This is known as family of lines because various conditions are given. So changing the value of lambda, we will get a new line. As you can see, infinite lines are passing through them. Here, why this concept is important? Whenever planes are intersecting, I'm talking about P1 and P2, these are the given planes. We need to find the equation of P3. Like we can expand and we can try to think of it, that what may be the condition. Like P2 and P1, they are intersecting. So, like lines intersect means they have one point in common. So when planes are intersecting, they have one line in common. Means whichever plane is passing through the intersection of P1, P2, infinite planes can pass, obviously. So this line of intersection will be common in all of those. This will lie in all those planes. Okay. So utilizing the same concept of family of lines, okay, what we can do here? The required plane P3, this can be obtained as P1 plus lambda P2 equal to 0. This is just for writing. What we can do? First of all, we need to see its vector form. If I consider P1 is R dot N1 equal to D1, N1 vector, D1 constant. P2, it's given R vector dot N2 vector equal to D2, and N1 and 2, they are what? They are the vectors along the line. Okay, D1, D2, they are also lengths, the distances, the constants. Okay, along them, we are obtaining from them only. So P3 can be written as vector form as R dot N1 plus lambda N2 is equal to D1 plus lambda D2. Means whatever constant we are using to write N1 and N2 in linear combination, the same constant we have to write the linear combination of D1 and D2. Be careful. So here you can see this is not a single plane. Again, this is the family of planes passing through the intersection of these two. Repeat my statement, infinite planes are passing. I have taken one only to show. Okay. So it gives changing the value of lambda, the infinite plane passing through the intersection of P1 and P2. So this is in vector form. One more question may arise, how to find lambda? Lambda, actually, first of all we will write so. Lambda will be obtained by some other information. That is when we will see equation part, I will explain that time. Now, in Cartesian form, suppose I consider P1 is A1x plus B1y plus C1z plus D1 equal to 0. P2 is given A2x plus B2y plus C2z plus D2 equal to 0. Then for sure, P3 can be written as the linear combination of these two. What I mean to say, we can write A1x plus B1y plus C1z plus D1 plus lambda A2x plus B2y plus C2z plus D2 equal to 0. This is again the Cartesian form, Cartesian equation of the plane passing through intersection of P1 P2. Okay, here I have used lambda as the constant, the same thing what I use in vector form. Okay, so depends on lambda that what will be the plane. So I hope you have understood all these patterns, all equations of plane. Now next we will see their application in exercise, third exercise of this chapter from NCERT. All equations based on plane we will equations of plane we will solve. Next. Here we begin 11.3 exercise of NCERT. This is based on plane. First of all, we will see all the equations related to the equation concept. First question: find direction cosines of the normal and distance from origin of the plane. Given here, you can see in this first question we are given all the equations of plane in Cartesian form. So here one general idea I would like to share. Suppose there is some plane in Cartesian form as ax plus by plus cz equal to d. Then direction ratios of the normal to the plane or direction ratios of the perpendicular vector to the plane are always these capital A, capital B, capital C. Suppose the question is asking for the direction cosines. Then divide both sides by the magnitude of this vector. What does it mean? Here we will divide each term by the magnitude, means ax plus by plus cz divided by under root a square plus b square plus c square. Right hand side also d divided by under root a square plus b square plus c square. So as I said, this was any vector perpendicular to the plane, but in this form it converts these direction ratios, they transform in direction cosines now. Now when it is direction cosine, so this becomes a normal form, and here direction cosines are a upon this magnitude, b upon under root a square plus b square plus c square, and c upon the same value, and distance of the plane from origin, this will be d upon under root a square plus b square plus c square. This is a conclusion from the concepts we have seen. You can see the concepts, okay, we have seen them, we have gone through them, we have seen the derivation, but the application part is different. Here we come. First of all, we would like to solve this b. This is in standard form actually. Here the values of a, b, c, they are same. So we need a direction cosines of the normal and distance from origin. Magnitude, this will be, do not forget magnitude, this is magnitude of the vector perpendicular to this plane. It's under root 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, which comes to root 3. Therefore plane can be written as 1 by root 3x plus 1 by root 3y plus 1 by root 3z equal to 1 by root 3. So the direction cosines of the vector are 1 by root 3 each, equal, these are all equal, and distance from origin, this also is 1 by root 3. Now let's see the third one, 2x plus 3y minus z equal to 5. Okay, now this is must in when we are finding distance and these direction cosines, we should write a constant in right hand side. Being a distance, this must be positive. Okay, suppose it was minus 5, so first step should be, we should shift the minus sign towards LHS. So these are the few things we have to discuss. Here magnitude is under root 2 square plus 3 square plus minus 1 square. Solve, we get 9, 4, 13 and 1, 14, root 14. So direction cosines can directly be written as 2 by root 14, 3 by root 14 and minus 1 by root 14. And distance required from origin, it is 5 by root 14. This way, as in each case I have converted the equation in normal form and giving you the answers. Here z equal to 2, a simple thing, you cannot see the terms of x and y are available. So if I want to write this in standard form, this will be 0x, 0y plus 1z equal to 2. Now you understand, I hope so. So direction cosines are 0, 0 and 1 by, as we can see, under root 0 square plus 0 square plus 1 square will be 1. So 1 by 1, or you can say only 1. Okay. Similarly, as magnitude is 1, division by 1 does not affect. So distance from origin remains 2 upon 1 means 2. So this was the question, a good beginning I consider with normal form. I hope you read it. We'll see next question now. Here in question number 2, we need the vector equation of the plane at a distance of 7 units from origin. We have seen this distance from origin in normal form only. 7 units is the distance. So normal form is r dot n cap equal to d. The value of d is given as 7 units. Here we are given that plane is normal to this vector 3i plus 5j minus 6k. Plane is normal to this vector, or we can say this is the vector normal to the plane. But the condition is in normal form, okay, d is given, the distance of plane from origin, but that vector must be a unit vector. This is not a unit vector. We can't say this is n cap. We can write here that it is n vector as 3i plus 5j minus 6k. How I judge here that this is not n cap? You just find out its magnitude under 3 square plus 5 square plus minus 6 square. It is not 1. So obviously it's not unit vector. So no problem. We can convert this in unit vector. N cap, this will be equal to divide the vector by the magnitude. So its magnitude is under root 3 square plus 5 square plus minus 6 square, getting to be 9, 25, 36, it's root 17. Now divide each by root 70, we get 3 by root 70 I plus 5 by root 70 j minus 6 by root 70 k. This can be used as n cap. So that's why required plane is r dot 3 by root 70 I cap plus 5 by root 70 j cap minus 6 by root 70 k cap equal to d is given 7. So this way we can put. Okay. Also 1 by root 70 is common out of this. As a constant we can shift, and other form also can be written as right hand side to be 7 into root 70. But this is enough. So I hope you understand. The second was normal form. Slowly we will move to other patterns also. Let's see next question now. I have cited equation number 3 here. Again, it is basic equation. Find a Cartesian equation. That is, vector form is given. We need to convert that in Cartesian form. Now, again, let me tell you. This is a general idea. You are given a vector equation of a plane r dot n vector equal to d, which we have seen recently in the concept. Its Cartesian form is given by ax plus by plus cz equal to d capital. Okay. Now here, when we compare these two, here these a, b, c are always the direction ratios obtained from this n vector only. Okay. And here this d or this d you say, these constants actually, they are always obtained from a dot n vector. When we use these two forms, a scalar product form, this d, the constant is obtained using a vector dot n vector, where a is the position vector of a point lying on the plane and n is the same vector here. Okay. By the way, the question is to convert in Cartesian form. So where do we find these a, b, c in this equation? Let me tell you, recently I said a, b, c are always the direction ratios of this vector n. Means if I compare this vector form 2, the standard one, then the value of n vector is 2i plus 3j minus 4k. And R always stands for xi plus yj plus zk. So no need to elaborate. This can directly be written as 2 corresponding to x, that is 2x, 3 corresponding to y. So taking the dot product we get 3y, and minus 4 corresponding to z. So we can say it's a minus 4z. As constant 1 is given, it comes as it is, no change. This converts in Cartesian form. The same way, any equation given in vector form, we can convert in Cartesian. Here, in C, again we are given a vector. This is components I cap, j cap, k cap, and this r is given and one constant. So in Cartesian form, this would be written as s minus 2t x plus 3 minus t y plus 2s plus t z equal to 15. Actually, we are not given some constant value here. We are given these in terms of s and t. So we can relate them so. Okay. I hope you get this one. These all application number 4 you will find to be basics. Now question number 5 is the direct application of one concept. It says find a vector in Cartesian form of a plane. I have taken only A. Both are similar. Of a plane passing through this point and normal to the vector I plus j minus k. It shows that we are given a point, a vector perpendicular to the plane. So wherever this is given, we have to use a scalar product form. What was that? R dot n vector is equal to A dot n vector. Recently I was discussing about the same. Okay. N vector means the vector which is perpendicular to plane. Free vector. A vector is the position vector of the point used here. So according to the given theory, these coordinates can be converted, they can be taken as the components of that point. A vector will be written as 1i plus 0j minus 2k. This way you can write. Or if you want, you can write even j with 0. It doesn't matter. Okay. N vector is already given I plus j minus k. So first vector form we will write as R dot n I plus j minus k. A dot n, we will take dot product of a and n. So dot product how we take? I hope you remember. We multiply the corresponding components and we add up. So it will be 1 into 1, 1 into 0, and minus 2 into minus 1 means plus 2. So this will be written in final form as R dot I cap j cap minus k cap. This is 3. We do not change R in any form. We keep R as it is. Just like the vector forms we have seen of straight line. So this is vector equation of the plane required. Now in Cartesian, recently we could see how to write in Cartesian. Cartesian form. Here component is 1. First component will be written with x is 1x, 1y minus 1 z equal to 3. It comes in Cartesian form. Okay. I hope all these are inconvenient to you. So we will. I will explain further with more patterns from the same exercise. As we are moving towards this end of the exercise, I am just seeing that all the questions are direct applications of the concept we have. So this will be a big help to the students. Let's see. I have taken A, first part of question number 6, where we need to find equation of plane passing through 3 points given. Third concept, the third form of plane passing through 3 points. So as if you remember, I had taken points as x1, y1, z1 and group of x2 and group of x3 also. So it doesn't matter. There is no requirement to take So I was saying there is no requirement of taking them in sequence. Any can be taken as a group of x1, others can be taken as a group of x2, x3 like that. So here only, like I'll say randomly I will take. Let's suppose this is x1, y1, z1. Let's consider this to be x2, y2, z2. This is x3, y3, z3. Okay. So one more important thing, we are not given anything mentioned here, that whether vector form or Cartesian form. So I will show you both. Okay. First, let's find out vector form. For vector form, what we require? Passing through 3 points in vector form, we write r minus a vector scalar triple product b minus a vector cross c minus a vector equal to 0. This vector A will be the group of x1, vector B it is group of x2, and C group of x3, and R obviously is xyz. So what? First of all, I will write A as 6i plus 4j minus 5k. B, this will be written as 1i 1j minus 1k. C is taken as minus 4i minus 2j plus 3k. Now putting these values, what we have to do? Here we can say it is r minus a, r minus value of a, it's 6i plus 4j minus 5k dot b minus a means difference between these two. This we can find by the subtraction of corresponding components. So 1 minus 6 makes it minus 5i, 1 minus 4 makes it minus 3j, minus 1 minus of minus 5, so 5 minus 1 makes it plus 4k. This is one vector cross c minus a. Similarly, we have to subtract a from c. So minus 4 minus 6, it makes minus 10. I minus 2 minus 4 minus 6 j, 3 minus of minus 5 makes it plus 5, means 8k equal to 0. Now as I am explaining here the vector form, let me tell you, we are not supposed to end up here. This portion remains as it is. I told you always we write the standard form, we consider the standard form as r dot n equal to t. Means here we need to find out the cross product also. Okay, it can be done. We have to find here cross product also. But as it is plane passing through 3 points, so if you are writing this way, it doesn't matter. Okay, and further, suppose still you want to solve. So how to find cross product? Let me explain. We get here I, j, k minus 5 minus 3, 4 minus 10 minus 6, 8, and this will be written as a3 are 24 minus 24. You see, minus 24 plus 24, this will be 0i. For minus j, we get 8 5s are 40 minus 40 plus 40. For j, we can write 8 5s are 40 minus 40 minus of minus 40 plus 40 means again 0j. For k, this is 6 5s are 30 minus 10 into minus 3 again 30 means 0k. So finally this vector is coming out to be a 0 vector. As soon as we are getting 0 vector after solving the simplest form, here we get r minus this vector as it is 6i plus 4j minus 5k dot zero vector equal to 0. What does it mean? It means that here the equation will not turn 0. It means that this is actually given, the given pair, these three are collinear points. Why I said collinear or coplanar point? Better to say these are coplanar points, collinear points. Reason, okay, 3 points are given. These are collinear. 4 are given. We could consider them to be coplanar. These are only 3 points, so they will be for sure collinear points. Now, since they are collinear, means they are lying on the same line. So that's why infinite planes will pass through this triplet. So that's why we are getting 0 here, and finally the particular plane cannot be shown. Any plane can be shown here, infinite planes will pass through it. Okay, so as randomly this question was taken and we are getting this result. This also is a help, means a special case we have seen. Okay, so let's take the second part of this question so that we can understand the application of concept better. I hope the previous question was clear to you. Now here we will go with the second case. Here again we are given 3 points. Any point can be taken. Let's suppose this is x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, x3, y3, z3. This is compulsory to mark. Okay. Now as I started with vector form, here also we will do the vector form. Let's check this. R minus A dot B minus A cross C minus A equal to 0. So this time what we are going to do, we will find out this portion first. Okay, how? Let me explain. Here A vector, according to the points we have taken, this will be minus 2i plus 2j minus a. B vector, this is 1i plus 1j and 0k. C vector, it is 1i plus 2j plus 1k. Okay. Now B minus a we will find first of all. Vector B minus a, it is 1 minus minus 2, so it becomes 3i. 1 minus 2, it becomes a minus j. 0 minus minus 1, so that turns plus k. Okay. Similarly, we can get C minus a by the subtraction. 1 minus minus 2, we get 3i. 2 minus 2, we get 0j, and 1 minus minus 1, we get 2k. Okay. So this way we have obtained B minus a and C minus a vector. Next we will find their cross product. To find a cross product of B minus a vector and C minus a vector, we will apply the determinant form. First row of ijk, second row of the components of B minus a, 3 minus 1, 1, and next row of C minus a, 3, 0, 2. I wish this should not be 0 vector. Okay, for I cap, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2, minus 0, yes. At least we are getting minus 2 I cap. For j, 3 to the 6 minus 3, so minus 3j. As while expanding, determinant plus minus plus. Be careful. For k, 3 into 0 is 0, minus of minus 3 makes it plus 3, so plus 3k. So finally, this bracket's value we have obtained. So in vector form, we can write this as R minus, what was A here? Minus 2i, minus 2 plus 2 minus 1, minus 2i plus 2j minus 1k. Okay, we can use some bracket, curly or square, and this value we have to put in place of this whole bracket. Its with dot minus 2I minus 3j plus 3k equal to 0. Now further simplification is possible. How? This dot is taken with the vector and this bracket, so this can be distributed in both of the terms. So we get here r dot minus 2I minus 3j plus 3k minus, and we can take dot between these two vectors. So that can be done verbally. I hope so, and I am confident so far you have understood. Minus 2 into minus 2 makes it plus 4. Minus 3 into 2 minus 6. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. Okay, this minus I have taken from this term. Okay, now simplify the constant. We get r dot minus 2I minus 3j plus 3k. This will become 639. 4 minus 9. It's minus 5, makes it plus 5, means finally it becomes minus 5 here. Plus 5 when shifted, it becomes minus 5, which looks like r dot n vector equal to d. But do not worry about these things. As I said, if a normal form is there, then this constant must be written in positive. Okay, while it is negative, we still suppose here some additional things I would like to discuss. You want to eliminate this minus sign, then what happens? This minus sign as a minus 1 can be shifted here, this side, and this vector can be changed. Means we can write it as r dot 2y plus 3j minus 3k equal to 5. Do not forget, repeatedly I am speaking, this is not a normal form, this is a scalar product form. Sorry, scalar product form. Okay, second one, it's not the first case. So finally we have obtained its r dot n vector equal to d. So this is vector equation of the plane required. I hope you have understood. Simply I am applying the concept. Okay. Now, Cartesian form. Nothing is mentioned here. Any form can be written. What is Cartesian form? I hope you are able to write. Cartesian will be 2 with x you write, 3 with y, this minus 3 with z equal to 5. So finally we have obtained Cartesian. Means you have to put your efforts for one form, other can be obtained directly. Okay. Here this could be obtained using this Cartesian form also. How? Suppose I begin with Cartesian form directly, not this way. Here Cartesian form depends on vector. From vector we have converted. Now suppose I want to find Cartesian form directly. What we have to do? This theory I will explain. Cartesian form, its equation was x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, x3 minus x1, y3 minus y1, z3 minus z1 equal to 0. Here we will leave only x, y, z. Rest values we have to put, just like we have considered here 3 points. Okay, so we get x minus 2 means it becomes x plus 2, y minus 2, and z minus 1 means z plus 1, x2 minus x1. Now be careful, here we are taking the subtraction of this group of x2 and x1, which we obtained here in b minus a. Okay, so like this subtraction we have already done, so we can copy down 3 minus 1, 1, x2 minus x1, okay, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z2. Similarly, this c minus a means the third row we have already done, so here it is 302 equal to 0. Now only thing we have to do, we have to expand it along any row or column to get the final equation. Let's do that. Along R1 if I do, it is x plus 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 2 minus 0. So remains minus 2. Then minus of y minus 2 multiplied by 2 3s are 6 minus 3 1s are 3. So 6 minus 3 makes it 3 here. Plus z plus 1 multiplied by 0 into 3 remains a 0 minus of minus 3 makes it plus 3 equal to this 0 comes here. Now we have to simplify. Minus 2 into x minus 2x, 3 into y makes it minus 3y, 3 into z plus 3z, rest constants, minus 2 2s are minus 4, 3 2s are minus of minus 6 plus 6, next 3 1s are 3, and here we get minus 2x minus 3y plus 3z, 6 3 9 minus 4 5 means minus 5. We have obtained the same form, you can check. Okay, so from this we can make vector also. These direction ratios can be separated with ijk. X y z will be r dot equal to minus 5. So I hope this is very much clear to you. This was one example of 3-point space. Now one question I wrote here, no spaces left, no problem. Very simple question it is. Find the intercept cut off by the plane 2x plus y minus z equal to 5. Intercept means intercepts made on axis x, y, z. So we have to take help of that form only. Means what was the form? X upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c equal to 1. Whenever such a standard form of equation given, we need to find intercept. What we can do? Here, important thing, we need 1. Okay. Here it's a 5 given, no? So divide each term by 5 first. So we get in this 2x upon 5 plus y upon 5 minus z upon 5 equal to 1. Important thing. X, y, z, all three should be written with plus sign and also coefficient 1. So further, this can be written as x upon 5 upon 2, y upon 5 as it is here, z upon minus 5 equal to 1. Means the required intercepts are 5 upon 2 on x, 5 on y and minus 5 on z axis. This much. So this was just the application, simple application of intercept form. We will see more questions from the same exercise. Next. I have taken for this module the last question, question number 9, application of the intersection of planes and the plane passing through that intersection. We need a plane passing through the intersection of given planes P1 and P2, and this as P2 in Cartesian form they are given. Doesn't matter whichever form looks comfortable to you. You can convert from one to other, vector to Cartesian or Cartesian to vector. We have seen earlier. Okay. Also, we are given the required plane passes through the point 2 to 1. So first of all, we will apply the basic equation pattern. That required plane will be P1 plus lambda P2 equal to 0. What does it mean? P1, we get it as 3x minus y plus 2z minus 4 plus lambda x plus y plus z minus 2 equal to 0. We have written them in linear combination form, okay, combining them. Now we will club the terms of x, y, z to write the plane, the required plane in standard form. Do not forget, I told you in concept building that this is the family of planes passing through the intersection of given planes. So actually this represents infinite planes. So what is the particular plane? We need to find the equation of that plane which is out of them and also passing through this point. So it makes it particular. Okay, so let's go ahead. I said we have to club the terms of x, y, z. It's a 3 and the coefficient of x is lambda here. So we can write 3 plus lambda x. It's minus 1. In bracket you write minus 1. From here this will be lambda plus lambda y. Here we get 2 plus lambda z for constant minus 4 as it is, and lambda into minus 2 equal to 0. Now you can check this is ax plus by plus cz plus d equal to 0. Since this plane passes through point 2, 2, 1, these are the values of x, y, z. So therefore, we can put these values here to find lambda. Okay, now this equation converts completely in terms of lambda. So we are in terms of lambda as it is 2 lambda. From here we get again 2 lambda. From here we are having lambda. The last one is minus 2 lambda. Again I fill up the like terms. Rest will be constant for sure. 2 3s are 6. Minus 2 from second term. 1 into 2. Third term and minus 4. The last one solving. 2 lambda 2 minus 2 lambda cancelled out. We are left with 3 lambda. This one becomes 2 and minus 2 can be cancelled out. 6 minus 4 as 2 equal to 0. This implies lambda is minus 2 by 3. The only thing we need to put is the value of lambda, but where the form in we have written in standard pattern, here we should put the value of lambda. So we can write here from 1, taking the value of lambda as minus 2 by 3, it is 3 minus 2 by 3 x plus minus 1 plus it was minus 2 by 3, so directly you can put here 2 by 3 y for z 2 minus 2 by 3 z minus 4 minus 2 into minus 2 by 3 equal to 0. Let's simplify. 3 3s are 9 minus 2, it is 7 by 3 x 3 1s are 3, so minus 5 by 3 y 3 2s are 6 minus 2, it's a 4 by 3 z, this will become minus 2 into minus 2, it gives you plus 4 by 3, 3 4s are 12, minus 12 plus 2, so minus 10 by 3 equal to 0. 3 can be taken as LCM. Finally we get 7x minus 5y plus 4z minus tan equal to 0, the required plane. You could put the value of lambda here in the beginning also, but depends on choice. Okay, it's not always compulsory, whichever looks comfortable. Okay, if I put lambda as minus 2 by 3 in this case, so let's check what we get. Here it is 3x minus y plus 2z minus 4 minus 2 by 3 x plus y plus z minus 2 equal to 0. What can be done? Obviously this is minus 2 by 3. We will take LCM. So calculation becomes here direct, and I think it's more convenient. Maybe 3 can be multiplied to these all terms. 3 3s are 9. And the coefficient of x will be this minus 2 will be multiplied in each term of second bracket. So 3 3s are 9 minus 2, like that we can do. So 3 3s are 9 minus 2 7x, 3 into minus 1 minus 3 minus 2 minus 5y. You can check 3 2s are 6 and this minus 2 it makes plus 4z, and 3 4s are 12 minus 12 and minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4. So minus 12, it is plus 4, it will be minus 8, is it so? It is 3 4s are 12 plus 4. See, I was explaining you the other pattern. Here we have seen some calculation mistake. It was minus 8 by 3. 3 4s are 12, minus 12 and minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4. So minus 12 plus 4 minus 8. We got it. Thanks to this one pattern. Okay, you can check very easily we are doing. So if you are also feel comfortable here, you should follow. Also I should say this 3 will be LCM, shifted right hand side, we get it 0. So this is the exam point of view I am explaining, so that you can save your time and get the correct answer by easier method. So whichever looks comfortable you can follow, but both cases we are having the same answer. Okay, I hope you have got all these patterns of questions based on the concepts seen so far. Now next module I will explain you more concepts related to plane. Thank you. That's all.